Good morning, class 5. So we are again back with our grammar class as because it is a Tuesday. And today what we are going to do? Today we are going to do the second part, the concluding part of subjects and predicates. So do you remember? Let's do a quick recap. Okay, now before I begin with my recapitulation, there are a few things which I would also like to tell you. Firstly, for English, we are going to have two notebooks. One for English literature, one for English grammar. What is English grammar going to have? English grammar is again going to have a divided part of the notebook. That is, it is going to be divided into creative writing. As you know, creative writing comprises of essay writing, of letter writing, paragraph writing, story writing. Okay? And the first part will have your grammar exercises. Okay, now grammar exercises, as we know that our grammar textbook is also having a lot of exercises in the book itself. So that can be used also as a mean or workbook. So we are not going to do a repetition of those exercises in the notebook. Wherever in the grammar book there are no, proper lines or spaces in it to write, then we write those exercises in the grammar notebook. Now, a single line notebook is to be used for both English literature as well as English grammar and creative. Okay, single line notebook. So this is basically an information I wanted, especially my new students to know. Alright, children, the old ones I'm sure they know. But the new students, you need to have two notebooks. And children, do not worry, I have given a lot of information in your worksheet as well as solution answer keys also, a solution of the homework exercises also, that if you don't have a notebook, you can do it in an unused notebook till the time you get your notebook. If you don't have your textbook, you do not need to write those exercises in any unused notebook. What you can do is you can keep the answer keys which have been given by Gargi ma'am properly. Okay, keep them properly so that in the long run you can use them to revise till you get your book and notebook. Fine. Thirdly, children, you need not open your answer keys and start writing because there's a short change in the plan. This is a tiny change in the plan, a small change. What is it? What you all used to do? You all used to get the answers in the week after you mailed me the answers. Then you used to get my solutions. But now onwards, I'm going to send you the solutions to, remove any kind of concerns or maybe confusions. But you have to promise, children, you have to promise that you will not open the answer key PDF file. I'm sure your parents or whosoever, any elder in the house is going to monitor. Any of the elders in the house will monitor what you're doing. You will ask them not to give you the answer key till you're over. Once you're over, you will use a pencil to tick in your book if you have the book. Okay, if you don't have the book, you can wait. And in your notebook as well, you will put a tick for your correct answers and a cross. And the cross answers, if it is in the notebook, you have to do a correction in a fresh page. And if it is in the book, you will write the answer beside the question itself. Alright, you do not need to do the corrections of your book in the notebook. Fine? Okay, give me a high five. Alright. Now, may I continue? Now, children, you remember what are assertive sentences? Okay. Now, the sun sets in the west. Alright, I'm just doing a recap. This is, of course, the subject because the sentence is telling us something about a particular thing. And the verb, and this becomes the predicate. Alright. Now the verb, remember the verb, that is why subject-verb agreement. Okay, subject and verb. Alright. Now, just take a look at these sentences. Okay. At these sentences. First of all, tell me what kind of sentence is it? Correct. It's an interrogative sentence. Now, what is the subject here? About whom is the subject, the sentence talking about? Talking about Gargi. Alright? Talking about Gargi. So, this becomes the, let me use a different color, subject. Okay? And the rest is the predicate. So, if an interrogative sentence is there, it will always be followed by a verb or a WH word. Okay? Alright? So, you know which is the subject when it's an interrogative sentence. Okay? Now, let us do one more. I'm sure Anik must be smiling to see his name on the board. I have an old student, for the newcomers, because the old ones know it. I have a student called Anik. Okay, he's in class 5. I had taught him before also, so that's how. Now, was Anik sleeping in the living room? So, about whom is the sentence? Okay, about whom is the sentence? Anik. So, what is the subject here? Anik, and the rest is the predicate. And what is the verb here? Was. So you will get exercises where they, that particular question in the exercise would be write the verb separately and circle the subject. So this is an example of that. So you know what happens when it's an interrogative sentence, alright? Now when it is an imperative sentence, okay? And it is an imperative sentence. The door. Leave the door ajar. Okay, this is a, what is it? It is a command, isn't it? It's an imperative sentence, an order. So, who is being told to leave the door ajar? Not me, of course, because I am saying leave the door open. So you. So this means the subject is you here. So if you are given an exercise wherein they are asking you to identify the subject, you're quickly going to write you. Alright? Similarly. Go out of the room. So who is being asked? You. So again, the subject is you. So this is how predicates and subjects are to be done when you have an imperative sentence. Alright, this is also the remainder part of this exercise. I'm in the chapter, the part 2, which is also very easy. As I said, it is an extension of what you have been taught in class 4. Only thing, the difficulty level is going to be a little higher. Now children, as I said, answers are going to be mailed related to this particular topic today itself. You don't need to wait for a week. But you must do the exercise without seeing the answers. I'm sure your parents are also there at times when you're going to listen to my lecture, because it might not be a morning for you. It might be an evening or an afternoon. Okay? So whenever, please tell anybody in the house, whosoever is helping you out, whether your elder brother, sister, uncle, aunt, mama or papa or whosoever, tell them not to open the answer PDF file for you. Please children, it's a request to not copy. Be honest to yourself. Okay, never mind if it's wrong, because if you copy, you're just going to copy without understanding, and you will get into the habit of being spoon-fed, that is just giving you without asking you your views, your opinions, your knowledge. It's just it's going to be a one way. That's not interesting for a teacher. It has to be a two-way, isn't it? There has to be. See, look at this virtual thing also, isn't it? We do not have a way out. That's why it's going to be one way at the moment when I'm teaching you AV. Had it been a classroom, there would have been an interactive class, isn't it? So that is why we have those interactive sessions, because we want to feel the presence of the children in our classroom. We hate it this way, you know. But what to do? We have to abide by the rules, isn't it? Alright, coming back to the chapter again. Now, I'll just take up a few exercises for you, which is going to go as homework. Two exercises you had already done. Okay, you had to underline or maybe circle the subject in an assertive sentence, and also, label what forms of sentences are there. I mean, what types of sentences are there. Now, you will also get like this, okay? Fill in with suitable subjects. Dash, 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 dash is blue sari. Right here, you're going to write Gargi, a man, is, I'm sorry, there is something missing, is wearing a blue sari. So this is who is being talked about? Gargi man. Okay, so this is how you will fill in if they ask you for a subject to be filled in. Now next. Now, the students. Now you have to fill in with your own predicates. Are watching attentively, and I strongly believe that my students are really watching my lecture attentively. So this is what you're going to fill in. So there are exercises like this, okay? Then there will be exercise where you will have to identify a verb in the sentence and also write it out in the blank space. Then they will also ask you to identify, maybe circle, maybe underline the subject in an imperative sentences. So there are about 6 exercises which are all to be done in the book. Now children, if you don't have the book, I repeat children, if you don't have the book, do not worry, okay? Do not get panicked. You wait, but you must save the answer keys properly. That has to be stored properly. I'm sure everybody has a pen drive at home. Alright? And the ones who are using their mobile phone to watch it, ask your parents if it's an iOS to save it in their cloud. Remember, cloud. I'm sure my children are smart enough, they will know. So that's an external storage. And the ones who are using Android phones can save it in their Google Drive. So there you can, whenever you want, you can just download and you can watch them. Okay? But do not delete the answers to these exercises. Please, it's a request till we meet in school. Now children, for today, we are done with this chapter. This was our chapter number 3, isn't it? The first chapter was sentences. The second chapter was types of sentences. The third chapter was subject predicate. Subjects and predicate, what we had done is we had divided into 2 parts. Alright children, is it clear? This is clear enough. The teaching content will have the screenshot of the book. As I keep on giving you, what is our grammar book? Our grammar book is Tune Into Grammar for Class 5. Alright, so see you again this Thursday with literature class. Bye-bye. Till then, stay safe, stay locked. As you know, the lockdown has increased, so be at home, okay? Be watchful, be careful, be safe, take care of your elders in the house, respect and obey them. Bye-bye. Enjoy.